Hello. Good evening. It is Queen Jamila, and I am back with another one. This is not going to be one that I'm going to be on here that long. It just depends on you guys and your questions. But I want to talk about practitioners using demons for love work. Now, if you are somebody that is Christian, Catholic, Muslim, other, if you're a devout religious person, a devoutly religious person, you're probably going to think that every deity, any deity besides Jesus or any deity besides Allah, you're going to think of that person or that entity as a demon. So I'm not talking about that. I am talking about people using lower level demons to do love work with them. And, I'm going to research a little bit more exactly when this started or why it started. But, I've noticed people using succubus entities as well as incubus entities to manifest love work faster. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't agree with it at all. I think this is a very unethical practice. I don't do it, and I don't suggest any other practitioner do it. Now, if you're dealing with a person that is very ignorant, that doesn't know what you're doing, then, eventually the demon that torments the target or either the family of the target is probably going to end up destroying those people's lives, in which you are responsible for the work that you do. Nobody is responsible for the energy that you put out in the universe except for you. Now, there's a lot of people where they say, well, I don't believe in karma. Well, then, you're delusional, because karma does exist. There are tons of people who have spirit guides, and they have angels, and they have ancestors. And they lead those people to me every single day. And I am able to diagnose that in people who have, in fact, that's one of the main hexes that I remove from people. And that is responsible for the main hexes that I remove from people generationally. And those people that you apply those demons to your work, because the person said, well, I want this person back tomorrow. I want them to come back to me tomorrow or in 2 days, And so let me tell you what happens when you use demons in love work. What they do is they go out and they work for that person, and they attach to that person sexually. But the sex is not the most important thing. In fact, it's not even the first thing that most people notice about a person, and it has nothing to do with love. Okay? So what a smart woman would do is she say, well, damn, I've been tormented and bothered by this relationship, and I just, I don't know what's going on, and I can't seem to help myself, and I just can't seem to shake the situation. And what they'll do is they'll come to a practitioner that knows, and then guess what happens? Okay. As a practitioner, I'll reverse the effects of the love work that you've done, and I will banish that demon, and it will come back to you. Okay? I don't care how many karma cleansings that you do. I don't care if you go to the ocean and you spend 10 hours a day in the ocean, but you just like an octopus all up in that ocean. Okay? If you continue to do this so that you can get some kind of edge on the competition of other witches that are out there, this is a mistake. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. First of all, when I do love reunion work, I draw the energy from the relationship. I don't do love domination work. I don't. Okay? Not on somebody that has never paid you any attention. I don't do that. Okay? It's just one of those ethical things that I believe in. And the reason why mainly is because it's been done to me and I know how it feels. So I would never want to put a person through that pain. And if you truly love and value that person, you would not want to put them through that either. So a succubus or an incubus or any other kind of demonic entity is going to make your partner feel in tranquil without you. That's what you want. You want this person to feel in tranquil without you. But they felt in tranquil when they was with you. And you know why? Because you were not open to truly loving and valuing that person. And people are smart. They know the difference. So when people come to me to get love consultations, I think I probably do maybe, I do a lot of hex removal and cleanses is what I do. Okay. But when I do get people that come to me for love work, I will explain to them, and I mainly work with women. I don't work with a lot of men on love work. I don't. They go other places because they know how I am and they know that that's not going to fly with me. I've had people contact me and say, how can I make her so obsessed with me that she just can't stop thinking about me. And she just, well, first of all, you need to be attractive to her. And I'm not talking about physically attractive. I'm talking about spiritually, mentally, and emotionally attractive. Okay. So what you will do is you will go to these very unethical practitioners who already have a spiritual attachment to them, right? And what they'll do is they'll go, oh, okay, cool. I'll just transfer some of this energy. But if you yourself have not been able to deal with your demonic attachments, because I got rid of probably about, I'd say 97% of the demonic attachments that had been attached to me through religion and through my father, and just through people making bad decisions altogether when it comes to their spiritual beliefs and some of the things that they can put on people. Because I can tell you something, those demons are very, very real. What I advise for people to do is to work on themselves and understand why that person left you in the first place. So if you're constantly avoiding, well, I don't want to avoid my mistakes. I don't want to avoid my problems. I just want instant gratification. I just want this person to want me. I just want them to be with me. I just want to control them. Well, I don't get those kind of clients. I actually have had some pretty I just, let me tell y'all something. I'm not going to work for you if you don't listen to my advice, and I'm not going to do it. Not even if I got every bill in my house that's due. Please believe that I will turn you away and send you somewhere else. And I will wait for the right client, because I'm not going to be doing work for anybody and everybody. Because if you don't understand why that person walked out in the first place, well, guess what? If you use a demon for some spell work, and the demon will bring that person back together with you. But the relationship is going to be very up and down, and it's not going to be stable. So then that is when the woman is going to come to somebody like me, and they're going to say, what the hell is going on? What in the HE double toothpicks is going on? And then I'll let them know, because y'all don't realize that men go and get spiritual work done on women more than women to men. Okay. And it's usually about domination, and it's not about love. So a demon can make something happen, but it's going to be very unstable, and it's going to create unhappiness in your life. It's going to create confusion in your life. And then it's also going to create something very demonic that is going to either feed off of you, torment you, harass you, and it will just follow you wherever you go. So I want people to be careful and to start healing themselves more so from the inside out. And then that is what's going to manifest on the outside, so that things that you want will come to you. So for example, I'm doing a love ritual tomorrow. Okay. I'm not using demons. I don't have to use demons to do those love rituals. I use universal energies, and I use the energy of love and compassion. A demon doesn't really have love and compassion. It's almost like a parasite. It just wants what it wants, and it may give you instant gratification, but it's not going to give you what you exactly want. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me get rid of this troll in the chat room. Hun, let me tell you something. I'm sorry you had to go, because I know the truth. Okay. Those religions create more demons than anything. So I not only will I not be present for your sermon tomorrow, but I rebuke it totally. No, thank you. Okay. I'm already being cleansed. It's my time of the month. Trust me, I'm being cleansed. I don't need for to go to a Sunday sermon to be cleansed. But then again, Christian people think that periods are dirty, but it's actually the body's natural way of cleansing itself. So get out of here with that. No, thank you. We know who you are. So anyway, this is a wrong and unethical thing to do. And I actually can pick up on when somebody is using some kind of demonic entity or demonic spirit. And yeah, it'll make me call you, but it's still not going to fix the problem. So when you're doing things like that, you're just avoiding the inevitable. One day you're going to have to face your maker, which is yourself. You're going to have to face yourself one day, and you're going to find out the truth. Human beings don't need demons to love each other. That's inevitable. We definitely don't need church to love each other either. So that's another lie. Hey, my love is so damn deep, it's deep as the ocean. Trust me. So I don't need to go to no Sunday sermon to learn about love or to feel love, because I can feel that love from myself. Okay. But when it comes to the practitioners that you guys go and see, and I'm not trying to discredit any practitioner on here, I'm just giving you a fair warning, because what ends up happening is that a lot of people end up coming to me anyway to get the work done correctly. Okay. Because I do actually have $1 for every time another practitioner has messed up somebody's life. So if it were not for these practitioners doing this in the first place, I wouldn't have a business. I wouldn't have a business. So what'll happen is that with a person that doesn't know what's going on, what they will find is that if you don't eventually get rid of those demonic attachments, then they will stay attached to your loins. Okay, because they stay attached to your loins. And a lot of you that are lost and you have venereal diseases and STDs, you think, well, it's already over anyway. Well, that's the reason why you have those STDs and demonic entities attached to you. That's why your disease is, because you won't do the right thing and you won't face the music. So what those demonic attachments will do is they will stay attached to your family members, is what they will do. They will stay attached, and it will go through generations, destroying any kind of real love that you are capable of. Okay? Real love don't happen overnight. It takes time. And it takes a building of trust and respect and decency. So many of you are not even experiencing real love. You wouldn't know it if it slapped you in the face. And that's because there's generations of people that have these demonic attachments. You know how when people be saying, oh, my daddy got like 10 kids, or, you know, my daddy been all over the place. Well, see, there's your demonic attachment right there. And it was probably put on his grandfather and his great grandfather. Okay. Which is why witchcraft has been given such a bad name. And I can tell you that the hierarchy of witchcraft wants this to end. And I'm not talking about what y'all think I'm talking about. I'm talking about people, the people that are watching the work that you do. And these are people that you cannot see. They will try to communicate with you, but so many people block them out because they don't want to feel any guilt. So then you're unconscious, and then your spirits and ancestors will leave. They like, oh, I'm out. Nah, I can't deal with this. So then what'll happen is that you'll find yourself swarming with demons. And if you are somebody that goes to these types of practitioners, you're suffering because of it. And you got to work on yourself. If you feel like I'm going to go to this practitioner and, she's going to make this person do everything that I say. Well, you know what can control a person? And it's not actually control, it's cooperation. What is going to make a person cooperate with you is your general love, respect, honor, decency, and trust. That is what's going to obtain you the love that you want, not a demonic succubus entity. I'm going to do some research, and I'm going to come back and talk about this later after I do research on when in the hell practitioners started doing this, and I've asked myself, well, where the hell are they doing this at? Because if you're a true practitioner, you shouldn't even have to call to them demons. You should just have the power within yourself to make it happen. If you're a real witch, why would you need to call on something demonic? Now, we all know that witchcraft is consistently demonized everywhere. And this is the reason why. This is why all religions and spiritual beliefs are being demonized. So if you are somebody that, whether or not you consciously or unconsciously invoke these demons, people will pick up on it. They'll go to a practitioner and they will remove those demons from those people's lives. And that's usually when the relationship takes a more positive turn. But when they remove that demon from the target or the victim, where do you think it's going to come back to? It's going to come back to you. And so what you have to do is you have to find another victim. And so that's when you're just going throughout your either your career or your life as a witch, and you're just victimizing people and you're hurting people and you're causing harm to people, because some people really don't know what love is. Like what we were talking about earlier, there are some people that think that love is pain and love is domination and love is abuse, and that's not what it is. If you are someone that has actually experienced real love in this lifetime, which many of us haven't, we've experienced real love from ourselves, but because people are so mixed up and confused. And I do know that, of course, most religions, they demonize everything, okay? But this is getting out of hand. And this is the reason why a lot of those spells are not going to work for people, especially if you're trying to prove something with somebody else that genuinely loves somebody. It don't have nothing to do with that demon that you're conjuring. And it's going to continuously come back to you and torment you. And then you're going to try to send it back. And then the very informed person is going to send it back to you. And then you're going to send it back. And then the next thing you know, you spending all of your time trying to clean up after yourself, which you shouldn't have to do. So I think that there's some people in the areas of love work, they need to stop trying to touch that, because this is the reason why heart disease is so prevalent. heart disease, heart attacks, strokes. This is the reason why obesity is so prevalent. This is the reason why all diseases are so prevalent, is because people cannot discern the actions that they are taking that is affecting them and those around them. If it's a person that already has the capacity to love and they are involved with somebody that's demonic, then there's another way of doing it, because what you'll do is you can harm that person. You can actually kill a person like that, because you shouldn't play around with people's heart chakra ever. It's wrong. Okay. We have a lot of practitioners that don't have any ethics. They just want to be seen and heard and respected, but they don't really want to be seen and heard and respected for what's right and what's righteous. And using a demon to try to make somebody gay, using a demon to try to make somebody be with you, very, very unethical. And people, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people that are involved in witchcraft, they will freaking lose their minds. A lot of people don't have a strong enough mind to be a practitioner. They don't, but they want to do it because because of the temptation of money. So they'll do it anyway, and they'll do anything that it takes to try to impress others. But this is something that eventually you're going to have to come to grips with. What's up, Mr. Chocolate? Hello. Hey, Triple Darkness. Thank you. When it comes to real love blossoms like a flower. And the only way you're going to get real love is if you are able to create that real love within yourself, and then automatically people are going to be attracted to you. Automatically. Especially if you already have, if that person already has an attraction to you. So a lot of those things that people are doing are not only unnecessary, but they are very dangerous. Okay. So a lot of y'all will be distraught and you'll say, oh my God, this person left me because I called her a bitch. Or he left me because I called him I'm not going to say that. I wish I could say a lot of the stuff that I want to say. And you'll say, I want that person back right now. Well, I'm going to tell you, no. I'm going to say no. What you need to do is you need to fix whatever that is inside of you that wants you to make you abuse that person. And this is where people will start to normalize abuse and some kind of mental slavery and all of that. And it's not necessary, because the person already loves you. The only way love is going to grow is if you enrich that person with genuine love and respect. Otherwise, you'll have people that you dominating, but you won't actually be happy. You'll be miserable all the time. So I can't tell nobody what to do when they practice. I can't, because I know that there are a lot of people that they don't give a damn about what I say. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. You'll tell me what to do. So, but with my apprentices that I have, I teach them the right way to do it, because what you can do is you can make the situation a lot worse than what it has to be. Sometimes, and this is what I've noticed, and this is how you can tell when it's a demonic entity present. The situation is already bad and you go and you make it worse. It's already bad enough, and you decide to make a decision to go and make it worse. Doing that only makes the situation worse. It doesn't make it better, it makes it worse. And when you're making things worse for yourself, you wasting your time, you wasting her time or his time, and then you also wasting people's time in the universe, because people can become very non-productive when you're working with these lower level entities. There's a reason why a lot of demons are considered lower level. Now, if you're working with higher demons, that means that you may have a higher purpose, or you may be trying to do something else that's altogether different. Okay. But I don't work with demons. I do work with Lilith, and that's because Lilith is not a demon. Okay. She's not. And any kind of deity that is anything similar to Lilith is not a demon. I am a multi-theist. I'm a polytheist. I believe in polytheism. I believe in many gods. I don't believe that it's just one God. I believe that there's one source. Okay. I believe that there's a source of energy. I think of God as more of an energy. So I don't think of God, of the all, what do they call that? I think of it as more of a higher power. Okay. As a woman, you don't have to work with a demon to get a man to stay with you. You don't even really have to do work, period, to do that, because it just depends on what's inside of you. Hey, Detroit, Michigan. Hello. I think when people learn to be more patient, because temperance came up earlier, when people learn to be more patient and more patient with themselves, because it's very easy to adopt or adapt to another person just so that you don't have to deal with yourself. Very, very easy to do that. But at the end of the day, you're going to end up alone and still having to deal with yourself. The people that are smart enough to recognize that, they are always going to be able to find love. That's how you can tell when somebody's very demonic. Nobody gonna want you. Ain't nobody gonna want you. That's the first thing that these men will say to you when you break up with them, because they're being demonic. You're not in your true consciousness, because human beings don't have to go through all that to get somebody to love them. They don't have to go and stalk people in social media. They don't have to, scream and shout. Love is an actual true energy. It's not something that's fake. You should care about the health and well-being of somebody that you love, or either they love you. You should care about what you're doing. You should care about what the hell that practitioner is doing to manifest the work that they're bringing forward. You want to know what they're doing. Or you don't have to know exactly what they're doing. I'm an open book. I show all my rituals to folks. I don't have nothing to hide. But when somebody's hiding, that means that they are. And another thing, everybody always associates everything with heaven and hell. I believe that there is a place that holds bad souls, but a lot of those demons, they don't necessarily come from hell. So a lot of people have these ideas that have been programmed into them, and it affects the way that they do magic, and it's affecting everybody. Now, if you're somebody that says, I want to take this man's wife, or I want to take this woman's husband, then more than likely you have a very dark spirit anyway, and you're going to go and you're going to do things like that. And so I've seen that, and I feel like you should do what you want to do. I'm not trying to tell you what to do at all. I really ain't. But what I'm trying to get people to open themselves up to is to actual real love, affection, and feelings, because there's a lot of people that have been shut off from who they truly are. And eventually, all of that is going to catch up to you. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you because you're trying to do everything in your power to carry forth a false self or a false sense of control over your life. But that's exactly what it is. It's just false. And these are the things that can and will affect your children for generations to come. Okay, I have been in that situation. I have been in a situation with a man that I know for a fact this man, had some kind of root put on me by a very dark practitioner. And I even had children with him. And that what he did affected the children to the point where I've had to consistently cleanse those children and work on those children to rid them of that energy, because your children should be conceived in love. They shouldn't be conceived with demonic energy. And I think that's why my spirit still wants children, because I want to experience that to where it's, unconditional love, and it's not domination, because you ain't in control. The demon is. You ain't got no control over nothing. Don't nothing control nothing except for that demon. And it's constantly tormenting you. And I see a lot of witches doing that. They'll say, Jamila, I'm tormenting you. Well, that's because you got a demon tormenting you. That's why you feel the need to think that you all here tormenting me. But what I do is I go upstairs and I go into my bubble and I forget all about you. And you still up all night thinking about me. Because I'm a part of your consciousness that you have not faced yet. And you feel like I ain't gonna never face it. I'm gonna continue with this false sense of self, false sense of the world. People like that have a very, very false sense of the world around them. I can assure you that every damn thing that we are experiencing is very, very real. So I would never go to a practitioner, and I'm really not trying to discount any other practitioner. I'm not. But I wouldn't want to go to a practitioner that has a very, very false sense of the world around them, because the work that they're going to be doing is very false, and it's not going to be something that's tangible. If you use a demon for love work, you're going to end up with a very, very up and down, unstable relationship, which is going to lead to unhappiness on both sides. So do it the right way the first time, and you'll be okay. If you're attracted to that person, ask them out on a date. Bring them some flowers. Okay. And don't do it to control them. Men, y'all got to start setting y'all intent better. Don't just bring a woman flowers just because you want to get something out of her. You should be bringing those flowers out of your love and appreciation for her. You should not be getting a woman flowers just because you want to control her. Do it because you want to make her happy. So sometimes control can be good if you just want somebody to be happy. And if somebody can look at you and say, if they can look at you and say, I just want you to be happy. But most people can't do that. When a person leaves them or walks out on them, they go to another practitioner. They go, I want this person to be cursed, and I just want them to be sad, and I want them to be. y'all got to get out of that stuff, because the reason why that person probably left you in the first place is because something was not right. Maybe they were meant to be somewhere else at that time. Maybe they had some negative karma that they needed to work out, or maybe they just didn't want to be with you. So again, you would be using witchcraft to manifest something that is false. And I believe that this is why a lot of folks be trying to kill each other. Um, so if you're doing love work, you should be using the energies of love, and then also other things. I'm not going to go into detail and give up my secrets, but you can go to my website and you can actually read a testimonial where I did genuine love work for a client. Yes, I did have to do some dark magic because I had to break him away from another woman that spirit clearly showed me that it was not the woman that he was supposed to be with. And he married this woman. I did a breakup on him and the other, demonic attachment. And I did reunion work for her, and he came back and he married her. That's the kind of results that you want. You don't want results that's going to last for 2 days, and then the next thing it's like you're going through a divorce every other day. So I feel like a lot of these practitioners, they just are very unethical with the work that they do, especially when you calling on demons. I'm not saying that you can't. I see a lot of practitioners doing very beautiful work, bindings, make this person do this or whatever. Okay, do what you do. But the use of a demon is probably not the best way to go. And I believe that witches and a lot of witches, and this is why a lot of people want to go around and say, let's kill all the witches and stuff. And that's stupid too, because a lot of these religions are just witchcraft within themselves. But I don't think that it's what you do, but it's how you do it. Okay. Now, for me, I came into this world enchanted already. Every man that I get involved with, he becomes obsessed with me. I don't like it, because I've been dealing with it for years, and all it did was burned a bunch of bridges behind me, and it created a widow effect on my life, a black widow effect on my life. So I actually didn't like it, and I removed it because I enjoy the pure energy of love. I don't want anything else mixed with it. I just want love. Everybody has their own intent and everybody has their own desires, like I said. But I think that what ends up happening is that if you go to someone about your loved one and you're trying to get them to dominate that person, you are creating a negative butterfly effect on their lives. I have to do cleanses on myself every month because of this, because I've got somebody that's constantly trying to do love work on me and trying to do domination work on me, damn near every freaking day. And for me, I can recognize real from fake. Then you become very codependent on that practitioner, don't you? Because they just have to keep doing it over and over again, and then you having to pay more money and just pay and pay and pay and pay and pay. If you would have got a practitioner that had the actual power to make this relationship manifest for you. And like I said, it depends on what you want. Because if you a man that just wants a bunch of women, then your intent is not in the right place in the first place. And I don't really feel that you deserve the love of some women. Okay. So be careful with that. Those demons are always going to come back to you. They always do. Because people are not dumb. They can go to any botanica at any time and get a house clearing candle or either some sage mixed with dragon's blood, and they can clear all that stuff out of their house. And then what happens is right back over there with you. Okay? And I've got clients, because it forms a contract with that demon. Yeah, it do. It forms a contract with that demon. And then the next thing you know, you're very unhappy. What the hell is the point in having things if you're unhappy? And you're having to put on a fake smile for everybody that we know is fake. And we know you're suffering because of your behavior. Detroit, Michigan says, how much can I make? Depends on you. And it depends on how much you charge people. I want to learn to be a tarot card reader. Well, you can definitely, you want to start out with, the way that I would suggest people to start learning the tarot is to buy you a deck, a beginner's deck. And you have to learn the whole science of tarot. I feel like that is the number one thing that you should learn, which should be the meanings of the cards. So my first deck was actually the Miss Cleo deck. And you know what I did? I put notes on the back of my cards. I sure did, because you have to learn the whole science of the tarot first. And then once you advance, then you'll start to see all sorts of stuff pop out of the cards. You'll start to see things in the cards. You'll start to see little hidden messages encoded in the cards that will just all of a sudden stand out to you. Okay? But certain powers that be, they make it very, very difficult for us to look deeper within ourselves, because they're within reading for people, period, because they're constantly messing with us, constantly trying to get in our head, trying to wipe out memories and trying to do all kind of weird stuff because they don't want you to know. So it just depends. If you guys want any advice as far as starting your own business or starting to read the cards, you guys want to contact me for a reading. That's going to be your first step in even becoming an apprentice. And I'm going to charge you for it. I don't do apprentice readings for free because technically I'm not trying to get anything out of you. So my apprenticeships do cost money. And the first step is going to be for me to read you. And I'm an empath. I'm more, my psychic skills come from me being an empath. So I feel better about using certain items and objects like dice. I can read dice. What I do is I read the dice and I read the cards, and I do have experience with pendulums. But because I don't want to necessarily attach myself to you during their reading. So a lot of people out there that do readings, they become very confused about why would an empath want to use cards. And that is because I'm not trying to just pick up on your energies, because some of y'all might be under psychic attack, and I can, if I feel at least 3% of that psychic attack, that's enough for me. I don't need it. I don't need to walk through you or nothing like that. That's not what I want to do, because some of y'all are under some really, really bad energies. So this is the reason why I keep it safe and I use the cards. Now, somebody that's just a psychic and they're not a medium, they can just see. I'm sorry, they're just a psychic and they're not an empath. They may be able to just see what's going on. But if you're an empath, I would use some sort of third party tool. I would not go around just saying I'm an empath and I'm going to read you, because you're going to have to go through every damn thing that that person done been through as a child, every damn thing that they experienced as an adult. And that's just not something that I'm going to do, because I have to do more than one reading per day. And I just don't have to, I can't deal with it. That's why a lot of people, they have to lay down, they have to go to sleep. These spirits will wipe them out. And then a lot of these spirits will stay attached to them. And then that's when you start to age really fast, and you'll start to, go through a bunch of stuff that you don't want to go through. So I feel like a lot of people need to just be more safe. And I think that, I would not be a high priestess if I did not come and warn people about being careful with using demons for love work. Because what's going to happen? You're going to get that instant gratification, and then 2 or 3 days later, that person done walked out on you again. And then you have to go back to that person. Okay. Hey, Tara. Yeah, absolutely. If you're an empath, you are a very, very, very special person. Now, what I want people to know is that you can't just go and hurt empaths. A very, very experienced empath, they can take all that little energy and they can turn it right back on you and magnify it. So I'd be careful with messing around with empaths. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to mess with an empath. I just like to see empathic people cry. I just like to hurt empaths and see that entity of something demonic that don't have a physical body. It don't feel nothing, but you gonna feel it. And even though you ain't gonna admit that you can feel it, you still gonna feel it. So just be careful with that, because it's not worth it. Okay. I think that a lot of empaths have not had the proper training, which is why they, first of all, I don't have a lot of bad energy. Not anything that I manifested in this lifetime. I have done some things in my previous lives that I've had to deal with, but I don't have a lot of bad energy. It's just not in my nature. So I don't need nobody to go, like, I don't need to turn on my camera and go, I'm attacking you today, and I'm just going to keep attacking you. I don't have no energy on me that's like that. If I ever had that energy, I done got rid of it a long time ago. But there's a lot of people that they do have those bad energies on them, and they have to have somebody to attack. And so that's why empaths end up being the victim of that, because people are asleep on empaths. They just look at empaths as being victims. And I can victimize this person because this person can actually feel what I have been avoiding for years. Okay. And then there's a lot of you that either you don't cry or you don't know how to cry. That's just like this morning. I was very emotional, and it didn't feel bad. It felt good to release those emotions, because I'm releasing anyway right now. Okay. And a lot of women right now are releasing because it's their time of the month. There's a lot of women that they have their period with the new moon. And I could feel that the energies were very different. We're definitely going through a transition, because I felt orgasmic last night. So, and a lot of women, they will have like PMS. Okay. So, yeah. So, and it's very important for you to understand that these practitioners that do stuff like that, they seem to be very upset with me, because they have fears that I'm going to keep clients from coming to them, but I'm giving advice. So if my advice is bothering you, then clearly you have a guilty conscience. You have a guilty conscience for what you've been doing. And as a Cancer, I am represented by the Moon card, which is your subconscious, and I am also represented by the High Priestess. So the High Priestess and the Moon card and the Chariot, those are all Cancer symbols. Cancers know how to get in your subconscious. If you're a person that is afraid of your subconscious, then you probably shouldn't watch me. Chances are, if you're addicted to watching me and I'm upsetting you, then evidently it's something that your spirits wanted you to hear. I'm a Cancer. Okay. So this is the reason why a lot of people can't stand Cancers, because we get into your subconscious big time. Okay. So anyway, learning to truly love is the best thing to do it when you're doing love work. If you've been in a situation where love has hurt you, the only thing that you have to do at this point is learn the lesson from it and start healing. There's a lot of people out here that are very angry at me because I represent healing. And healing hurts a whole lot, especially when you've been avoiding the healing process for years and years. You've been avoiding it. And so then I come along and I tap into your subconscious and I start to spark that healing process, which is going to produce some kind of pain within your spirit. And then you're going to say, I don't like you, Jamila. I hate you because you're telling me the truth. I don't like it when Jamila tells me the truth. Well, evidently you do like it because you still over here watching. Okay. So that's what I want to experience. I want to experience real love. I don't want to experience something that's fake and false and phony. Who wants to experience that? Now, I love the artist Ja Rule, and yeah, love can produce pain, but love is actually not pain. He used to say that, and I don't agree with that. Hopefully he's learned that lesson. But we're really influenced by the music that we listen to, so. And a lot of people really, really believe that. But love is like walking on a cloud in heaven. That is what love feels like. Love does not feel like pain, not real love. Real love will set you free. Mm-hmm. So hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm back, y'all. Um, so that's pretty much, what ends up happening. And I've got plenty of work to do. I do. I already have plenty of work that I'm not going to be able to necessarily complete in this lifetime because of this, which I am very grateful for. Whenever practitioners do certain things like that, then people just come to me and they realize the error of their ways and what they did and the mistake that they made, and they come to fix it. So I'm not here to create a false reality for you. I'm here to correct and to clear up the mistakes that you've made and or the mistakes that other people have made. Okay. So I'm going to do a universal reading for tomorrow because we're going to have some psychic attacks coming tomorrow. A lot of empaths are going to be getting attacked by folks in the church and people that are stupid. or just ignorant. I don't want to say stupid, ignorant. Ignorance and stupid is two different things, okay? Because ignorant just means that you don't know something yet. Stupid is when you just ain't got much sense, okay? And you just don't get it. So tomorrow I advise you guys heavily to wear your headgear, which means your wear your third eye protection. You're gonna have to do it tomorrow because they're gonna be attacking us left and right. They're gonna be attacking people. They're gonna be attacking love because tomorrow is officially the new moon, and all of these despicable people and despicable entities. They don't want you to know the truth. They want you to be dumb. They want you to be asleep because if you sleep, then they can take advantage of you. Okay. So if you guys need to reach me, quite often I remove and reverse some of the work that a lot of these so-called practitioners do on you. It's what I do. Don't get mad at me because I'm just telling you the truth. So if you guys have ran into this problem to where you went to somebody and you requested work to be done out on somebody, and and you realize that you've made a mistake, because let me tell you what a smart person is going to do, and then also let me tell you something that happens, because this is how you can throw your money away. Okay, and a lot of times they'll be offering these spells for very cheap. You ever go to a practitioner that is not right, and they'll do love work for you and it'll push that person even further away from you? Whenever you have that happen, that means that that person's spirits are protecting you, protecting them and protecting you, but they're protecting them from you. Thank you, Tara. So that's the reason why that's been happening. That's been happening a lot lately. It's been happening a lot to a lot of these practitioners. People will contact them and say, what happened? This person got pushed further away from me. Well, it was the work that you did, and it was the deity that you were using. That's what happened. And their spirit said, heck no, get. So I've actually seen practitioners do work that will result in the complete opposite happening. If somebody's doing genuine work for you, that person is going to probably start to contact you within a few days. They're not going to come to you and say, I must have you and marry you. No, depends on how long you've been involved with that person and how they already feel. Okay, because people are not, a lot of people have to accept that people are not just dolls, or they're just not there, just to be puppets. People are human beings. People have their own thoughts and their own emotions. You don't have the right to manipulate that to that degree. So any kind of authentic work that you want, y'all know where to reach me. I'm going to go. I have said my piece because they're going to be doing fake love tomorrow. A lot of men, and y'all better pray for them. They're going to be doing a lot of fake love tomorrow while they're in the churches and stuff. And they're going to be forming attachments and demons to their family, and they don't even know it because they're ignorant. And I'll pick up on it. So this is the reason why Spirit had me set up my altar for my ritual that I'm doing tomorrow. This is why they had me get it set up early, because all these red candles is going to definitely protect my energy. I don't know about y'all's. I got 16 red candles on that table, and I'm just going to be basking in the ambience tomorrow. I can't wait. I'm very excited about doing this ritual because it's going to not only create change within my life, but it's also going to create change within the world and the universe. You got to understand that some of y'all, when y'all do work, it don't affect the world. But some of us practitioners, when we do work, it affects everybody around us when we do work. When I was doing that breakup work outside, y'all, and I had everything surrounding in salt, there was a couple down the street from me that came outside and they was arguing. Now, I still had to do the breakup work. I don't think that they broke up, but I'm just telling you what I know about the work that we do. And, you know, there's going to always be evil out there. There's going to always be witches that have evil intents. There's going to always be witches that are going to be confused. And there's always going to be those that are going to do that kind of work. But I want you guys to make sure that you are fully aware of your choices out here. Be fully aware of your choices out here and the fact that you have a better choice. Okay, Tara, that's cool. I don't think I have openings this evening, but I will be available tomorrow. If not tomorrow, I will be available tomorrow. They don't want me to be available tomorrow because they doing their own little works and stuff. It's funny. I actually saw some work. I can see. You remember when I said that I can pick up on other people's rituals, especially when these rituals are being done on me? Well, I wasn't lying when I said that, because the spirits come and they tell me immediately when somebody is doing work on me. Immediately. We remove that stuff before it even hits us over here. Okay. So can you pass me a stick of cheese, please? Give me the marble kind. Thank you. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a happy Saturn day. All right. Love and light.